I'm so thankful to be here with you and to be moving today. We're going to come onto our backs to start. You're welcome to put something underneath your head. And then once you come onto your back, just lay back. Actually take a moment to just stretch your legs straight, reach your arms out to your sides, just straight down, or you can reach them out to the sides like this. That feels really nice as well. It might be the first time today that you've gotten down on the floor, so take a minute, tune into your breath. And I do have a little special guest here with me today, so if you see a little dog walk onto camera, that is Dolly. I don't know if she'll come over here though. Breathing. And then one leg at a time, you'll draw your knee in. Try to do so without tucking your pelvis under and flattening your lower back so tailbone stays out. Just your thigh coming in. Notice if your lower leg tends to twist to one side or the other. Notice if anything clenches. And then extend that leg long and bring your other knee in. One sign that you're tucking is the back of your other thigh will come up or your waist will flatten. And then we'll just go side to side a few times like this. And do like one or two more, but go slow. So it's not just about end range of motion. Like feel your leg moving through the whole range of motion, and then feel the whole extension from your hip to your foot. And feel your leg coming in, and feel the extension. And feel your leg coming in, and feel the extension. And then feel your leg coming in, and then feel the extension. Okay, from here, bring the soles of your feet together, your knees open, but you're gonna slide your feet as far away from you as you can with the soles of the feet together and your knees open. You're welcome to put a couple pillows or blocks or towels underneath your thighs. And then from here, reach your arms into the air, turn the palms of your hands to face behind you, tap your pinky fingers, and open your thumbs to the floor. And every time you open, you can see Dolly has walked into the picture. Every time you open, land with your thumbs at a slightly different height. And tuning into your breath as you open and close. Keeping the soles of the feet together, but continuously relaxing around your thigh muscles, around your buttocks muscles, around your hip muscles. All right, and then bring your arms up into the air, slide your feet in a little closer. That's 2. 4 is gonna be as close as you come. So only slide in a little bit, and with your palms facing away from you, you'll flip your wrist down and flip your wrist up, and wrist turn down and flip up. And just try to, without any force, try to take it a little further down and a little more extension, a little more flexion, and a little more extension. And then hold extension, slide your feet in a little bit closer. You can bring your right hand towards you a little bit and pull your pinky finger down and back towards you. Breathing here. And then your ring finger pulls down and back. Try to straighten the fingers all the way. Smooth inhales and exhales. And then pull your pointer finger down and back. And your, oh, sorry, I missed the middle finger. Pointer finger down and back. And then your thumb out to the side and down. And then slide your feet into 4, feet together, thighs relaxing open, palm of the hand towards the ceiling. Pull your pinky finger down and back. And then your ring finger down and back. And then your middle finger down and back. And then your pointer finger down and back. And then your thumb out to the side and down. All right, then from there, release your hand and you can lift your knees up nice and slowly. And now you're gonna draw one knee in at a time. You're gonna draw your right knee in, but this time you're going to extend it up into the air as much as possible. And then re-bend that knee. And then we're gonna do different heights. So you're gonna extend it, hovering over the floor, reach through the inner thigh, outer thigh, front of the thigh, back of the thigh, and bend in. And then you're gonna go a little bit higher and you're gonna reach out, extending long, and bend in. And you're gonna go a little bit higher, reaching out so the leg is still slightly going away from you, and bending in. And then go back to reaching that leg as straight up in the air as you can. If your leg really won't come towards you, grab your strap, wrap your strap. It's nice to do anyway sometimes around the back of your thigh so you can hold it. And then from here, let's point and feel all your toes point and actively flex your ankle. And point, reach up through all the toes and actively flex your ankle. And then with your ankle flex, turn the outside of your ankle up and the inner arch of your foot up. And outer edge of the foot goes up and inner arch of the foot goes up. And then come back to center, keep pulling gently on that thigh, spread all your toes wide, and with your toes spreading wide, try to keep them spreading as you point and flex, toes spreading as you point and flex, toes spreading as you twist your ankle gently to one side and the other side, toes spreading as you twist your ankles to one side and the other side, and then back to center and bend that knee. And then we'll bring our left knee in and we'll extend our leg any amount up into the air. It's okay if it's not so much because you're just starting to move your body. And then bend that knee. Extend that leg long, hover it over the floor, reach out through all sides of the thigh and bend in. And then extend and go a little bit higher, reach out, reach out, reach out, and bend in and extend and go a little bit higher, still reaching out at an angle. See if you can lengthen a little bit more and bend in, and then extend that leg straight up into the air. And you can just hold here, but if your leg keeps wanting to slip away, grab your strap, wrap it around the back of your thighs. Keep extending the leg, keep tilting your tailbone down and point all of the toes and actively flex and point and flex, stretching up through that leg and twist the ankle a little bit to one side and a little bit to the other. Take your time, really feel the connection of your ankle moving all the way down to your hip. And then spread all your toes wide and point again. And flex, toes spreading, legs straightening, point and flex, keep spreading the toes, twist the ankle a little bit to one side and reach up through the other side and twist to one side with toes spreading, reach up through the other side, come back to center, bend that knee, put that foot down, and now with both knees bent, ankles about hip distance apart, we're gonna do some bridge lifts where we push into the soles of our feet and lift our hips up. Notice any clenching. At first you come up and then you're like, oh, I'm clenching my inner thighs, my outer hips, my buttocks muscles, and you try to let go. And then over time you notice your clenching patterns and you try to reduce your clenching as you're coming into it. Because every part of the motion uses your muscles differently. Like if you just lift your hips a little bit off the floor, do this, and lift a tiny bit higher, hold there, slightly different muscle use. a tiny bit higher, hold there. Slightly different muscle use, a tiny bit higher, hold there, and then just go up and down, but try to feel all of those different areas of motion. All right, next time your hips go up, you can use a bolster, you can use a block. If you only have one, you can take it out from under your head, put it under your sacrum, that bony shelf, and then extend your right leg long. With that right leg long, reach your arms up into the air. Just like when we were flipping our wrist, we're gonna keep our wrist extended and reach up and rotate our arm bones all the way one way and all the way the other way. Breathing here. And then pause and flip your wrist the other way and rotate your arm bones with your wrist and flexion. Feel the whole arm bone rotate from the shoulder to the hands. All right, flip your hands to face behind you, tap your pinky fingers together, and slide your right leg out to the right any amount that you can still keep your hips steady on the block. And then keeping your arms in this rotation, open your arms. So now your thumbs point towards the floor. If this rotation, as we start to move, doesn't feel good for your shoulders, then turn your palms flat towards the ceiling. Otherwise, keep this rotation as you circle your arms up and down, like you're drawing a snow angel. Smooth inhales and exhales. Reach out through your upper back and chest muscles as you go up and down. All right, now when your arms come down to your side, pause, take that right leg back to center and over towards your left foot. And try to let that leg relax and be nice and straight. Now with your palms by your sides, go up and overhead with your hands. Doesn't matter if your thumbs touch the floor, and back down. And so sometimes your arms can be a little bit wider and you can do a wider over. And sometimes you can, when you go over, you can bring your hands closer together or even touching overhead. So every time you go up and over with your arms, try to touch at a slightly different angle. Breathing here. All right, from there, bring your leg back to center, bend your right knee, extend your left leg long, reach your arms up into the air, and actually, let's go back to open and closing. So turn your palms behind you, tap your pinky fingers, open your thumbs, and bring them back together. And every time, hit down at a slightly different height. Smooth inhales and exhales. And then next time your arms are up, slide that left leg out to the left, anywhere from a little bit to a lot, whichever feels good for you. And then from here, let's go to arms out to our sides, palms up or thumbs down, and circle your arms up and down. As your arms go up, try not to thrust your ribs. Keep your ribs relaxing down into your flesh. All right, and then your arms come all the way down to your sides. Bring your leg over towards your right leg. Hold there, and arms go up and overhead. And every time, slightly touch into a different place, sometimes wide, sometimes closer together. And if you find a particular angle where you're like, ooh, like I might not move my arms like this very much, feel free to do a few rounds of that angle. All right, and then bend that knee and push into your whole sole of your foot to lift your hips up. Slide that block out, let your hips come down. And then from here, and of course, if doing bridgeless with something under your head is not comfortable, take it out. But we're gonna step our big toes all the way together and push into the soles of the feet. And if possible for you, keep your thighs all the way together as you lift and lower. Without clenching, breathing. And then walk your feet wider than hip distance, just a little bit, outer edges of the feet straight. And then from there, lift and lower. So a slightly wider bridge pose. Use the entire sole of your foot. Breathing. Relaxing any unnecessary clenching. And then walk your feet a little bit wider. And edges of the feet straight and lift and lower there. And how about on the last one, hold. Hold up, breathe, tune into your breath. And then lower your hips down. And from there, walk your feet back into hip distance. Extend your right leg long. Bend your left knee. Maybe left hand to left rib cage. And then you're just going to roll your pelvis and your hip over to the right. You're not going to let your ribs lift up. So pure twist instead of a spinal roll. We'll do a spinal roll in a moment. Left ribs stay down. It's almost like you're trying to keep your left ribs turning down this way, but your hips and pelvis are going across the other direction. And my goodness, my range of motion here has improved a lot. When I first started doing this, in the way I was taught to keep the ribs stable, it was like my hip wouldn't come up at all. And it took a long time of patience, but it's just slowly getting a little bit better and better over time, which is encouraging. So I hope that you notice those things about your body too. All right, let's switch. Extend that leg long, bend your other knee, hand to the rib cage, and turn from the waist and the pelvis. And just try to feel like you're turning a little bit more without your ribs coming up. Smooth inhales and exhales, breathing. And then unwind there. Now scoot your hips, a big hop to the left, and do a 2-knee roll to the right. So stack your knees, stack your hips in front of you. Notice, it's okay if you don't ever do it, but notice if your knees are always like down here. I notice this a lot. And today, try to bring them up so they're straight in front of your hip, and then front ribs relax down, and maybe reach that arm behind you, but instead of dropping it below your shoulder, keep it in line with your shoulder with your palm up, and go up towards the sides of your head and down towards your hip. So it's like you're drawing a semicircle with that arm. And then push down through your right elbow and unwind. Bring your hips back to center. Scoot them a big hop over to the right. Roll over to the left. Bring your knees up in line with your hips. Ankles slide forward. And then you're going to extend that arm, but instead of dropping it below your shoulder, keep it in the height of your shoulder and go up towards your head and down towards your hip. Take your time, feel all the different ranges of motion, breathing. All right, push down through your left elbow to unwind. And now you're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee. Keep the shape of your legs and twist the sole of your foot towards the floor. If it doesn't reach, stick a towel, a pillow, or a block under there. You can let your knee drop in. You can push your knee away. While we're here, let's interlace our right pinky finger on the bottom and press up, spreading our thumbs away from each other and back towards us. As we push up through our hands, relax our shoulders down towards the mat. Take a moment to feel your hands, but also feel the side of your left hip, relaxing any excessive clenching and breathing. All right, release your fingers. Bring your leg up just a little bit. And if this is not comfortable, skip it and just stay where you were. But otherwise, slide your thigh all the way over as your knees go towards the floor. And it just might hit in a slightly different area around your hips. Our inner thighs clenching and grabbing, relax them a little bit. Push down through your right elbow to unwind. Bring your feet back to outer edges straight, ankles hip distance. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Keep this shape and roll the sole of your foot down to a prop or to the floor. You can let your knee fall in. You can let your knee open. Interlace left pinky finger on the back. Press up. Spread your thumbs away from each other and back towards you. Tuning into your breath here and then giving some of your focus and attention to your hip. And then release your hands, and you can stay right here, or you can just kind of slide your right thigh on top of your left and tuck your foot under a little bit. Relax, clenching around your inner thighs. Relax, clenching around your lower belly. All right, and then unwind your legs. And from here, we're gonna grab a block. If you have 2 blocks, that would be ideal today. I'll show you what we're gonna do. If not, you can kind of, I guess, mimic what we're doing without blocks. But if you don't have a block, you can do this all with a towel, or think about what you could use that's different widths. When I originally learned this, it was partners kind of holding each other's legs steady, but this works great with a block. So if you have a block, you're going to put it at the thinnest width, and with your feet about that wide, and I'm going to ask you to squeeze for 10 seconds. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep on squeezing the block. Squeeze it. Keep on squeezing. Keep on squeezing. Notice if one area is squeezing more than the other, try to squeeze very equally and then relax. And then what you're going to do is take something a little bit wider. So let's say you're using a pillow, then maybe use 2 pillows, or you turn the block at the second widest width and hold it between your thighs. And you're squeezing there for 10 seconds. Squeezing. Squeeze the block. Keep on squeezing. Keep on breathing as you're squeezing. Keep on squeezing. And then release. And we'll go to the widest width and put it between your thighs. And then 10 seconds starts now. Squeeze the block. And of course, if there's any pain while you're doing this, then just stop. Keep squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. You don't want there to be pain. And release. So doing these 2 things, the squeezing in and then we're going to push out, is going to help reset your pelvic bones. So if you have 2 blocks, you could use 2 blocks. You could put them at the second highest height and let your thighs open to those 2 blocks, and you can put the blocks anywhere that your thighs reach. And now you're going to push out into the blocks. So go ahead and set up whatever you have. You could stack a couple pillows, a couple towels, and push out into the blocks and hold out for 10 seconds. Pressing out and pressing out and pressing out, pressing out, pressing out, pressing out. All right, and then if your thighs can reach, so you could always do something a little higher too to start out, but put the blocks on the lowest height. You can slide them in closer to you if your thighs reach and drop open to the blocks. And then press out here. Press your thighs out into the block. Press your knees out into the blocks. And breathing. Press out, press out, press out. Keep on pressing out into the blocks. Excellent. And then release and lift your legs up. Okay, extend your legs long. If you have something for under your head, put it under your head. But if you just have one block, use it between your hands. Hold on to the sides of the block at the widest width without using your fingers. Hug your elbows in towards each other. As you go overhead, you're looking for a couple different things. Do my elbows really want to pop out, or do my ribs really want to lift up? And that's your boundary. So as you take your arms overhead, you're keeping your front ribs down and keeping your elbows in, and then coming back up. And feel free over time to add a little bit more weight at a time to this, but you're really working on alignment first. You want to work on your alignment first and then slowly add load to your body over time. Elbows hug in, ribs stay down. Breathing. Let's do one more of those. Elbows hug in, ribs stay relaxed down. And then bring your arms back up. And from there, you can put that block down. You can bend your knees and roll over to one side and press yourself up. All right, come on up. Step into a lunge with your right foot forward. You might want some padding under your knee here. And then with your right foot forward, check that your back ankle is right behind your knee and a little bit forward and back with your pelvis. Breathing here. Smooth inhales and exhales. And then take your foot and turn it where a lot of people's foot tends to turn. Just turn it a tiny bit in and move your pelvis forward and back here, making sure there's no discomfort underneath your kneecap, and breathing. And then bring your foot back to center and maybe take your knee a foot a tiny little bit out. A little goes a long way. And a little movement of your hips forward and back here. All right, bring that foot back to center, switch legs. Right foot steps back, left foot steps forward, ankles hip distance apart. And from here, a little shift forward and pelvis, forward and back. Pelvis stays in neutral. And breathing. and then take your foot a little bit in and a little shift forward and back here. Front ribs stay relaxed down. And then take your foot back and take it a little tiny bit out to the side and shift forward and back there. A little goes a long way. You really don't want to feel much sensation to any sensation around your knee. And then bring your foot back to center with your front ankle under your knee. Push down to step up. Grab whatever you're using for a calf stretch. Put the ball of your right foot up, your heel down, outer edges of feet straight. You can step your left foot forward any amount. And then from here, elbow pits wrap forward. And let's just turn our neck from right to left. Turn as much as you can without turning your torso. Feel the muscles of your neck turn. Notice as you turn, does your chin always want to go down or does it always want to go up? Try to keep your chin parallel as you turn. And then put a bend in that knee, steering it towards the center of your foot, your right knee. Turn to your right and nod your head yes a couple times. And then turn your head to your left and nod your head yes a couple times. And then bring your head back to center and switch legs. So the ball of your left foot goes up, your heel down. You can step your right foot forward any amount. And then this time, elbow pits wrap forward. Let's do side to side with our head. Same thing here. Does your chin always tuck in and your head drops forward? Or does your chin always lead the way? Try to keep your chin centered as you go side to side. Breathing. And then bring your head to center, put a bend in that left knee, drop your right ear to your right shoulder, and nod your head yes a couple times. And bring your head to your left shoulder and nod your head yes a couple times. All right, and then bring your head up and you can slide that block out of the way. And then we'll do a calf of top of the foot stretch here. So feet straight, ankles hip distance. Tuck your right foot back behind you. If you're comfortable with balancing here, how about stretching your throat? Putting your hands on your chest, pulling down gently on the skin, lifting the chin up and moving it a little bit side to side. You can always push your bottom jaw forward. And then let's switch feet. Top of the foot stretch, relaxing any clenching, hips over heels. Maybe just stay there. Maybe add the throat stretch in, pulling down on the skin beneath your neck. You can push your bottom lip forward, lift your chin up without thrusting the ribs. Ribs are down and back, breathing. All right, and then release and bring that foot forward. Okay, from here, let's start at the top of the mat. Feet straight, ankles hip distance apart, and a little shift side to side, hips over heels. Remember, this is your go-to. Anytime you're standing around and you want to lean into one leg or thrust your hips forward, or you're feeling the urge to lean on a chair or lean on a wall instead of supporting your own body weight, and then pause, hinge forward into a half forward fold, and shift your hips side to side there. Outer edges of feet straight, heels might have to hop as wide as pinky toes. Relaxing any clenching as you shift your hips side to side, and then sit back into a chair pose. Keep sliding your hips back and shift your hips side to side there. So you can use your blocks here, or you can use your hands, or you can use one block. Keep your right foot forward, step your left leg back into a lunge. You can always put your back knee down, but how about shifting your hips a little side to side here? You can work on fingers forward, elbow pits wrapping forward, feet ankles hip distance apart, feet steady. Breathing here as your hips go a little bit side to side. And then from there, bring your hands or your blocks inside your right foot and walk halfway around to the left and parallel your feet. Back your weight up into your heels, push down to come up. So you can work on feet straight, hips, backs over heels. You can work on the rotation of your thigh bones as you rotate into a half forward fold and nice and slowly keep going down. And just as slowly come back up. Keep working on whatever you're working on. Feet straight, hips over heels, neutral rotation of the thigh bones. Walk your feet into 3 and work on those alignment cues as you fold over 2 straight legs the whole time. And slowly come up, checking the rotation of the thigh bones as you come up. And then walking your feet into 2. 1 will be hip distance. Rotate your thigh bones into neutral if that's one of the things you're working on. Outer edges of the feet straight, and slowly come up and then walk your feet into 1 and rotating your thigh bones into neutral. Take your time going down, stop at any place, and then slowly come back up. Okay, we're gonna sit back into a chair pose. Maybe drop your hips a little lower. Press your hips back to press up. Step open to 2. As you sit back, try not to drop your shoulders lower than your hips. Can your hips go down a little as you back up to press up? And walk open to 3. And sit back and maybe drop your hips a little lower. Notice what that does. Does that shift everything forward? Does everything collapse out? Does everything collapse in? And press equally through your feet to come up. And then walk open to 4 and sit your hips back, backing your hips up, dropping your hips down nice and low and breathing. And then push down through your hips here. And then with your wide legs, work on the rotation of your thigh bones, maybe lifting your kneecaps up and down as you walk back around to your right foot at the front of the mat. Put your left knee down, slide your right knee back to meet it. Rhomboid push-ups. Spread your thumbs open, maybe wrapping your elbow pits forward, belly relaxed, tailbone in the air as you go up and down with your mid-back. Pressing equally through the palms of your hands. Smooth inhales and exhales. So many things to pay attention to. Choose 1 or 2 and then slowly add on as time goes on. Okay, so remember, we want this up position when we're doing things from all 4s. Crawl down into a Sphinx pose, legs straighten, forearms down. And now do the same thing here with your pelvis grounded. Curl your ribs up and relax and curl up and relax. So when we're pushing away from the floor, the tendency is for our body to go forward like this, when really we want to keep everything curled up, our ribs curled up, and relax and curl up, really just speaking about the upper body. The lower belly can be relaxed and relax down. So slide your fists back next to your chest. Watch certain things here. Do your elbows really want to slide forward? Just notice that's your body trying to use certain muscles more than others, so keep sliding back. Do your elbows want to keep going out? Keeping them in line with your fists. And then if your head drops down, curl your ribs up first. Push up onto your forearms and knees and slowly lower down. And once you get down, you'll see what happened. Oh yeah, my arms went this, or my arms went like this. Like your body's going to the muscles you use most often. Curl your ribs up first. Push up and slowly lower down. Check the alignment of your elbows, your fists. Curl your ribs up first. Press down. And slowly go down. And one more. Curl your ribs up first and press up. And then from here, let's back your hips up. And you're going to extend your left elbow under your left shoulder. Extend your right arm long. And then extend your left leg. Tuck your toes under. Kind of wiggle your fingers forward and wiggle your toes back. And then switch, right elbow under your right shoulder, left knee under your left hip. Extend your left arm forward and extend your right leg back. And wiggle your fingers forward and wiggle your toes back. Lengthening and breathing here. All right, and then bring your elbow down and bring your knee down and stand up on your knees and step your right foot forward, tuck your back toes under and push down to come up. All right, from the top of the mat, feet closer to straight, ankles closer to hip distance, hips over heels as you shift your weight to one leg and shift your weight to the other leg. And then come into a half forward fold and a little shift side to side here. And then sit back into a chair squat and a little shift side to side here. Relax any excessive clenching that might be happening deep in the front of the hip joint. And then you're welcome to use your blocks here, or you can use your hands or one block on the mat. Step your right leg way back, hands underneath your shoulder, and then from there, how about a little shift side to side here with your hips. Take your time, feel all those little ranges of motion. Maybe you hit one that's just like, oh, that hits the spot, and you stay there and breathe. And then bring your hands inside your left foot, walk halfway around to the right, parallel your feet, back your weight up into your heels. Put your blocks on the highest height. You can always go lower, but I'd like you to keep your legs straight and your spine pretty flat. So you're gonna either keep your left hand on your leg and twist your right arm open, or you can bend to the block if your spine stays pretty flat. And you can even work on wrapping your elbow pit forward here. Twist open, tap down, wrap the elbow pit forward, opposite arm, left arm twist open, and tap down. All right, walk your feet in to 3. Back your hips up over your heels, and right arm twist open, and tap. And left arm twist open and tap, and walk your feet into 2. Back your hips up over your heels, right arm twist open and tap, and left arm twist open and tap, and walk your feet into 1. Back your hips up over your heels, right arm twist open and tap, and left arm twist open and tap, and then sit back into a chair squat. You can reach your arms out to the sides and try to spread all 10 of your toes wide and press up. Walk your feet, actually my feet were a little wider than hip distance, that's okay. Walk your feet open to 2, sit your hips back. Try to keep your little toes down and lift your big toes up and press up. Walk open to 3. Squat back, maybe hips drop a little lower. How about big toe down and little toes up? Breathing. And press up and walk your feet open to 4 and sit back and drop your hips down and try to spread all your toes nice and wide again, breathing. And then fold over your legs, back your hips up into your heels, and walk around to your left foot at the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down and then slide your back knee to your front knee. So there's so many things we can work on when we're on all fours. Our thumbs spreading out, our elbow pits wrapping forward. If you tend to kind of lock your elbows in front of your wrists, like backing your elbows up, shoulders relaxing down the back, ribs up. So pick 1 or 2, or if you've been doing it for a long time, keep adding on. But come on down to your forearms, slide your legs back, walk those fists back, elbows in close. Think of curling your ribs up first as you press up, and then walk up with your right hand, working on all those alignments, walk up with your left hand, and then walk down with your right arm, walk down with your left arm, and lower down. Slide your fists back, elbows in, curl your ribs up, press up. Walk up with your left hand, working on those alignments. Walk up with your right hand, ribs up, elbow pits, head ramping. Walk down with your left arm, walk down with your right arm, and slowly lower down. Let's do that one more each side. Fists curl back, lift through the ribs first, press up, walk up through your right hand, walk up through your left hand, breathing. Right arm travels down, left arm travels down, lower down slow, curl your fists back, ribs up first, press down to come up, walk up with your left hand, walk up with your right hand, walk down with your left arm, walk down with your right arm, and slowly lower down. Okay, bring your forearms forward, lift up and curl your knees in. And then this time you're going to also extend your right arm and your left leg, but you're going to walk your right hand a little bit to the left and your left leg a little bit to the right. And breathing and extending, relaxing any excessive clenching, grounding through your hand and your foot. Bring that elbow back, bring that knee back, extend your right leg and your left arm, but walk your arm a little bit to the right and walk your leg a little bit to the left. And slide your elbow back and slide your knee back and stand up on your knees and step your left foot forward and tuck your right toes under. Be conscious, like I just noticed my foot was back here. If you never have your foot tucked back, that's okay, but that's people's go-to. So try to keep your ankle under your knee. I'd rather you do that and lean forward at first and then just slowly work on bringing your torso upright as you step up to step up. Okay, we are going to do a double calf stretch. I think it's really nice to do this on a chair or a wall, but you don't have to. Be a little bit far away from it, like 3 feet, 2 feet. Put whatever you're using, your rolled up mat, your 2 thin blocks, your rolled up towel. Put the balls of your feet up, your heels down. Lean forward, back your hips up. And we're gonna go down in small increments. And if your knees bend, you stop there. So you can just use your hands on your thighs if you don't have a wall and slide down a little bit more. And slide down a little bit more. And at some point, your body might say, that's it, I want to bend my knees, or it doesn't feel good, then back up a little bit. But I just haven't done this in a long time, like going lower and lower, and this is feeling pretty good where I am right now. You can go lower if you'd like to. Breathing. Relaxing any clenching. And then push down through your heels, just slowly come up. Okay, from there, let's do a number 2 calf stretch. So that's with a bent knee. Put your right foot up and your heel down. You can step your left foot forward and aim out, put a bend in that knee, steer it towards the center of the foot, reach your arms out to the side, wrap your right arm on top, give yourself a hug, elbows drop down. I'm just keeping mine a little bit lifted for the mic, and open up. Left arm on top, and open up. Right arm on top, and open up. Left arm on top, hold here, left arm on top, push down through your left leg, tuck the top of the right foot into a top of the foot stretch, drop your chin down to your chest, and roll your neck side to side. Soften the face, relax the jaw, bring your head back to center, lift it up, open your arms, lower down, switch feet. Ball of the left foot up, heel down, maybe the right foot steps forward, put a bend in that knee, steer it towards the center of your foot, Reach your arms out to your sides. Let's start with left arm on top. And open up. Right arm, reach all the way around as much as your fingers can wiggle. And open up. I'm lessening my range of motion because of the mic, but take your time and wiggle your fingers around more. And open up. Switch arms. Open up. I think we're on the left side, but we're going to stop next time on the right side. So if you're on the right side, you can stop now. Right arm on top. Wiggle your fingers around. Push down through your right leg. Tuck the top of the left foot under, top of the foot stretch. Drop your chin down to your chest and maybe roll your neck a little side to side. You've got to work on that pelvic lifting action, the top of the pelvic lift, pushing down and hugging in through your hip. Breathing. And bring your chin back. Open your arms up. Release the tops of your foot. How about, we worked on this a little bit last week. How about you can grab a chair and you can sit down to a chair, or you can use your block and squat down and tap that block. And open your thighs if they clench in to come up. Maybe going a height lower or just sticking with the highest height and doing another one there. And squat down, breathing, breathing, breathing the whole way. Tap and inner thighs open as you press up. And then from there, we'll squat down, inner thighs open, maybe taking the block even lower. Maybe just sitting right down on the block or coming down to sitting on the block, however works for you. Let's bring our legs wide out to the sides. Thighs roll open a little, ankles flex, tilt your pelvis upright. Reach your right arm out. We'll extend our wrist and just turn our chest towards our left foot. Breathing here. Now keep turning your chest toward your left foot and just flip your right wrist down. All right, unwind your chest, arm comes down, left arm reaches out, extend your wrist, turn your chest to the right. Try not to let your arm goes with you, your arm stays straight out to the side. Reaching out, breathing like you're tractioning your own arm bone, but not leaning over. And turn your wrist down, keep turning your chest, keep reaching out through your upper arm bone, your chest is turning to the left. Breathing here, and release that arm. Okay, sitting up tall, take your right arm up and over side bend, bring that arm so it's like towards the front of your face, and rotate your arm bone. And the way you'll know you're rotating from the shoulder is that your elbow will go up and down instead of just turning from your forearm. So rotate from the shoulder. And switch. Opposite arm goes up and over, slightly in front of your face, and rotate from the upper arm bone. All right, and then pull yourself up. Let your hips roll back a little to bring the soles of your feet together. Sit up nice and tall here, thighs drop open. And then from here, if you want to, you can actually come off of the block you're sitting on. If you have 2 pillows or 2 towels or 2 blocks, and you can put them under your thighs, start with them a little bit higher, and hinge forward any amount, and feel like you're gently pushing your legs down into the blocks. And you can just maybe notice it's easier for one side than the other. You can go one side and then the other. You can try to do both at the same time. And then of course this all depends if your legs reach, but you can stick the blocks under closer to you. You can lower the blocks or the pillows or the towels. Towels make everything so easy. You just have to have enough of them where you can do like 2 towels, fold it thick, and then do 1 towel. and push open, or 3 towels and go down to 2 towels. And push your thighs gently open into the blocks. And then come on up and come onto your back. Maybe have something under your head. Let's go into a happy baby pose. So you can bend your knees, you can hold onto your thighs for a moment. Let's actually just hold onto your thighs for a moment. Open them wide. Try to tilt your tailbone away from you, but still stretch your legs up, which is challenging because to touch your tailbone forward, then most people just want to straighten their legs instead of just stretching their lower legs away from the back of their legs. And then from here, just bend and go to, so you're just moving at your knee joint. You're not moving at, see your hip joint, your leg's not getting straighter. Your hip joint stays, just moving at your knee joint. Okay, then if it's okay and feels good for you, you can reach up to your ankles and now just move at your ankle joint. And notice if your feet always turn out to the side, can you do your pointing and flexing with your feet a little straighter? Or can you just slightly change the position of your pointing and flexing? And then maybe hold on to your feet. You don't have to. You can wrap a strap around your feet, which is a nice alternative. Okay, and now do your toes only. Curl them forward and back. And then from there, just do whatever you would like. Maybe a little rock side to side. But just know the ultimate goal is like, not the ultimate goal. I mean, every movement is the ultimate goal. But like, are you way up here with your pelvis because you're grabbing your feet? Can you lower your hands but get your tailbone down? And then also too, when you reach up here, do your shoulders lift way up off the floor? Because that's shortening what you're actually doing to your spine as well. So then you bring your shoulders back to the floor. So you're still in some ways trying to come back to that neutral alignment. And then from there, bring your feet down, bring your knees in. How about a circle on your lower back? Really draw as big of a circle as you can. And then switch directions and circle in the other direction. And then stretch your legs straight, and you are ready for your final pose, Savasana. Let your gaze soften or your eyes gently close. Become very present with your body and with your breath. How present can you be with yourself today? It changes day by day. But the more you practice, the more consistent you'll notice, oh, I can hold my awareness for an extra second or two. Persist like water. As powerful as it is peaceful, water has the ability to transform landscapes. Continuous single drops can hollow out rock surfaces over time. A winding river can carve out a deep canyon, and waves can reshape a beach. Water teaches us that almost anything is possible with time and tenacity. Remind yourself often, I will persist as you think of a goal you've been working towards. Like water, commit to moving through all obstacles gently in pursuit of your goal. Any kind of reach, wiggle, or rock. I was combining a couple words there. And then roll over to one side. Take a moment there to give awareness to those couple more sweet breaths. I mean, hopefully not, but sometimes they might be the last breaths you really pay attention to today. So give them everything you've got with your mind. And then press yourself up to a seated position, bringing our hands together at heart center in gratitude for this day. Namaste. Thank you so much for moving with me. Well, I went to grab Dolly to have her say goodbye, but she wanted a belly rub instead, so I'm going to go give her one.